22nd, 2025 board meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move we approve those minutes.
Second.
Tracy seconded.
Tracy. Okay, discussion. Hearing none, roll call count or for approval.
Commissioner Bushman,
Yes,
Commissioner McDonald,
he said yes.
Commissioner Wickie,
Yes.
Commissioner Legria. I had an excused absence. I wasn't here. Okay. Commissioner Withers,
Yes.
Commissioner Reed,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero.
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes.
Okay, very good. All right, reports from chair and commissioners.
Madam Chair. Yeah, please.
Pardon me?
May I speak first?
Yes, please.
Yes. I just want to apologize to the board. I have another commitment that I can't get out of this morning. So I'm glad that we got the budget taken care of, but I have to excuse myself. Thank you for your understanding.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.
Better not be going to Nepal.
That's great. Okay, well, I'll start us out. As the chair, I know that we've had a very busy spring. We have a new director that'll be starting next week, as well as new board members. And I want to give a special thanks to the staff for working so hard on all of our projects. And, that we have underway, right? We have solid budget, we have new businesses, or new buses, and our HR organization is doing very well, as well as serving the community with travel training for our writers, to mention a couple. So as this is my last meeting, I want to say that I've enjoyed working with you all, and as we've served the community. And I want to give best wishes to our new board members and to our new director, who is also on our call. I forgot to acknowledge you, David. You are on our call, and we're so excited to have you on board next week. And to launch the beginning, of a new year. And I wish everybody the best. Thank you very much for this opportunity to serve. Okay, so
Just a minute, Evie. Thank you so much for excellent leadership, and I'll miss you. Very good.
thank you, Pam. All right, it's been great. Well, let's start out over here. Pam, do you have anything you wanted to offer?
Thank you.
Our report, okay. Jim?
Yeah, some of you know I just got back from the country of Bhutan and Nepal, and I completed the what's called the ABC Everett Base Camp Trail, which is like a 7,000 kilometer climb. And this is my T-shirt, which represents the show off. And also, this is the route. Anyway, it was probably the most difficult trek I've ever done. I've done a lot of trails, but I made it.
All right.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Excellent. Excellent.
Charles?
Charles Withers. I too am serving my last meeting in my term. I came here from Virginia 7 years ago. My wife made me promise not to sign up for anything. I live a life of service for as long as I can remember. I get in it without the idea of public gratification or self-aggrandizement, but actually to help and to serve. I've got 30 plus years in community action and service, on top of working for a living and raising a child. I came here and Brian Ritter, who had been elected just as I got here, had to move back east. So I was asked to serve on this board, and I fill the paper. Got them sent it in and thinking, well, they may have other people other than me who they want on there. And lo and behold, they told me, oh, okay, you're on board. So I appreciate that very much. And those of you who know me know that I put this in priority of what I do. I'm not just limited to doing this now. I put this in priority to what I do in my other services that I render. I would still be on the board, I guess. But I'll say this: I did not. I want to congratulate Captain Clatsop for running the campaign and wish her the best of luck as she takes this new assignment in her life. I feel bad on my end because I did not. I had never had anyone run against me, so I thought, oh well, okay, mistake. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. She ran a good campaign. As those of you know me, that I've been around campaign operations for 40 years. I've run 30 campaigns, and one of the things you do in a campaign is don't assume anything. I assumed that no one would be running against me. That was a bad assumption on my part. But the voters of Clatsop counties have voted, and they voted that they feel that she can represent them better than me. And so I always adhere to the voters. Voters feel that way. So I thank you all for being a part of my life and I stepped down with the idea that I did something I enjoyed a lot. I enjoyed very much. And I love my tennis record, but you realize I rarely miss meetings just because I want to be in the middle of it all and do what I can to help. This is an outstanding staff here. We pulled it through a rough time, and we pulled back through from with the phoenix rising out of the ashes. And so it's a wonderful staff. And those of you who know me, I never come in this building by acknowledging you guys. I don't run anything. You guys run things. I show up once a month and voting. But I want to thank you guys again for always being very special and very friendly when I come in the door. And I'm sure you guys will do just fine in the future as far as moving forward with the transit district. And although I may be stepping down here, those of you who know me, I volunteer for stuff. So I've gotten 10 requests to join other boards, but I want to be particular about it because I want to do something that I love to do, not just to sit on the board and say I'm on the board. So I want to thank you guys again for my service on this board. And I'm always available to chat or talk with anybody who needs my help. But I can't imagine you guys need me for anything. But it was a wonderful time. And I want to wish good luck to Ms. Clatsop that she'll do just fine on this board, and hopefully I'll see you guys around. I'll see some of you guys all the time, particularly the interim executive director and the former executive interim director. I'll see you guys all the time, so I'll hope to see you guys, other guys. And I don't know if it's proper or not, but I like to stick my head in the door every now and then just to speak, if that's okay. So thank you again, and Charles signing out.
Thanks, Rob.
One thing is I want to add to that, if I could, just a bit. I thought it was appropriate. So I often tell Mary, I told Mary this story that Mary talked about putting the Rosa Parks signs on the buses. And I told her, I said, Mary, I actually had to do that, pay on the front of the bus and go around to the back of the bus and get on the bus. And I didn't read about it. I actually had to do it. And so when I heard her doing that, that touched my heart deeply that she did that. And then I thought, well, I go from not being able to walk on the front of the bus to help with bus operations for a bus system. That's quite a long voyage, a long journey. And I'm proud of I'm proud of Mary for doing that on her own. I told that story. I think. Yeah. So other than that, thank you guys very much.
Thanks. Thank you, Charles. Tracy? You press speaker.
district committee, budget committee has done an excellent job of preparing all concerns. And I look forward to implementing the budget, keeping a positive and collaborative effort with all board members, because we remember that we do have the charge from those voters who elected us, and also those folks that ride the bus. I am in a couple of those groups of riding the bus myself personally, so I understand that, and always will try that paramount in my thoughts. And again, thank you. Retiring commissioner, all things that their board position, and look forward to working with them all. Bye.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy.
Okay, Pam?
I've gone,
As
still
a
nothing.
commissioner,
Oh, excuse me.
a board commissioner also,
Go ahead, Debbie.
I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to all of you and your dedicated efforts over the past 2 years, board members. 2 years ago, we were just coming back from the shutdown. Paul was our interim director. We had our loan secured. We were bringing back drivers and other staff, working on getting our routes up the best we could. And the board was concentrating on getting as much training as possible so that we could do our jobs better and keep our buses on the road. At this time, we have secure funding. We have a contingency fund. We have 4 new buses that are due here any day, I hope, and a new director ready to start. I would like to extend a special thanks to Rebecca and Charles, as this is your last meeting. I am grateful to have been able to work with both of you and wish you both the best. Also, a big thanks to our staff. They have also worked hard to get us to where we are now. They are the heart and soul of SETD. I am looking forward, not backward, to the future and what else this board will be able to accomplish in the next few years.
Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that. Do you have your hand up? Did you want to add anything, Pam?
Oh, no, I just worked sitting around here.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, we'll move along to our financial reports. Kelly?
Good morning. I also would like to thank Rebecca and Charles. I've enjoyed having you both as part of our board. I've learned a lot from both of you, and I appreciate your service. I hope that you do stop by and say hi to us and other things. Financials. So you'll notice on the dashboard under reimbursements, I've highlighted the 50/10. So we submitted our request for reimbursements on May 15th, and the last 3 quarters we have received our reimbursements 310 and 5311 in the same deposit from ODOT, and this time we did not. So I reached out to Arla and over a couple weeks, I think it was. Not really a lot of information. The 5310 is not being released at this time. It's my understanding that everybody's reimbursements are being held. I don't have any significant information on it. She says there's a situation. There's supposed to be a memo coming out. I haven't seen a memo. I haven't seen any information. So I'm still waiting on that and still looking for, how that's going to be moving forward, what's happening there. So as soon as I know anything more, I'll let the board know in July where, what that looks like. And I'll be in contact, obviously, with David and Debbie as we move forward to figure out what's going on there. But I just wanted to make sure that the board was well aware that 5310 reimbursement didn't come in as we had expected it to.
Is there, considering the situation in the legislature, can the governor help out with this?
At this time, Arla has said is that there's a situation. She's not at liberty to say anything about the situation, and that there's supposed to be a memo coming out. So as far as whether it's a federal issue or a state issue, I don't have that answer.
Okay, thank you.
Past that, like Debbie said, we're waiting for our buses to come in. We were hoping for June, but I believe it's going to be July before we will see those. So as soon as we get those, we will finish that up. Finishing out our year, just the rest of our stuff that needs to be paid out and finished up. And I think that was my significance there. Any questions?
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is
Okay,
it?
gotcha.
Angel Tax Annual Review.
It's that is for the buses
Camera system.
camera system.
Okay.
Like I think
So we have to pay for a service fee for upgrades and IT upgrades and access. It's all the transportation support specialists have we have a dashboard for supervisors and the PSFs, and we can locate where the drivers are. So it's an online access to see where the vehicles are. And then the camera system on it, and it speaks to swiftly. It's GPS is on it too. So GPS and cameras.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good news.
So we pay for each bus. There's a service fee for each vehicle. And we will be adding 4 more buses. To that
We're gonna
list.
take 2 off, aren't we? Possibly because they're cameras.
Well, those 2 should have been removed.
Yeah.
The motor coaches should have been removed. That invoice should have been updated. But yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Great, thanks, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Mary, can you enter the financials into the record?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Debbie, we'll tap you for update on contractor bid for HR office at the Transit Center.
Okay, so we just finally get a couple of bids in. We talked about this, I think it was last month, or I think we started 2 months ago, about moving the HR office over into the administration building. We did finally get 2 bids. One is from High Water Construction, $9,963.60. And then the other one is from Wheatley Construction at $11,180. I feel it's imperative that we bring HR over here, just because of confidentiality. If somebody wants to come in and talk to her without anybody seeing her office is going to be back here, it would be a lot easier for them to do that than where it is out there at ops. The board, I think 2 months ago, said it was a good idea, so I would just like approval on one of these bids, and so we can get started on that. This is about going to be the total cost. We'll have to move all and computers, but everything is wired for it. Madai has volunteered to do the painting herself, so I'll help her. I'll see you later. So
Some of that stuff are paint.
anyway, I would like permission to go ahead with this project and get started.
Have we used either one of these?
No, these are the 2 that actually responded. I think, Pam, you did some research on Wheatley Construction.
Yes, I did. So the name hasn't changed, and the reason I mention that is there's some contractors, when they get in trouble, they change their name and do business, so the name hasn't been changed. They have a $25,000 surety bond. They have $1 million in insurance, and they have a CCB license. So I would like to add that to table this until the executive director comes. We could have a special meeting, but since this is so close to when he's starting, that he can look at this too and have some input on it.
timeline for that, Debbie? Does that sound reasonable?
We can do that if that's what the board would like to do. So it's really up to the board. I would like to see it done sooner than later so we can get her installed. We do kind of have some plans for her office over there as far as making it into a training room for the new drivers and any other drivers that need to have training. Right now, they're kind of in the middle. They do some of their training in the lunchroom, so there's interruptions there. They do some of their training over in the trolley where the trolley is, and there's interruptions there. So if we had her office as a training office, it would make it easier on the.
As someone,
Hang on just a minute, Tracy.
as someone who is dealing with contractors, and I think I knew ED will have his hands full, but I think you want it because they'll put you in the loop and they'll say they're gonna have it ready a certain time. We're 2 months behind on that at our house on a project that was supposed to end 2 months ago. And some days they show up, some days they don't. I think we move on this to get into their loop because they may tell us that we're their only customer, but that's not how contractors work. And I think I don't want to speak for you, David, but I think you're going to have your hands full with other stuff, and the new HR office should not be. It's not a big enough stretch. Don't want to speak for you, though.
Tracy?
I want to reflect the same opinion Charles had just spoken. And also remember the space available in the ops center is limited with all of the activity that it has. To have the confidentiality to come and talk to the HR person is paramount. It works really well in the business that I'm in, which Home Depot is a busy place, but Val has her sanctuary, and I would reflect that we should have a sanctuary. So I would support post haste that we do this.
Okay, well, it looks like we need a motion and so we can have a vote for this. So is there a motion to approve this, moving forward with the contract?
Are we moving to approve the weekly one? Is that it? I don't know. Are we moving to?
Is that the one that you're presenting?
I would personally go with Wheatley myself.
Okay.
Looks like it's been vetted by Pam.
Okay, I didn't know. Choose. I move that we go with Wheatley Construction.
No, I'm sorry, not Wheatley. What? High water. I'm sorry. High water.
I'm sorry. And we can just stop. That's very cheaper.
So, yeah.
I like to move that we move forward with the arrangement and make the arrangements to have high water construction start and construction at their soonest. With the caveat that they give you they mean nothing, but they give you approximately when they're going to finish. Like I said, we're 2 months behind on the job, on the 2 month job at my house. So they give you some kind of finishing date.
We can do that.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Moved and
I'll
seconded.
second that motion.
Guillermo beat you, Tracy.
Sorry, Tracy.
Okay, roll call, Mary.
Commissioner Bruce Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald.
Yeah.
Commissioner Wickie. He's not here.
He's not here.
Oh, shit, sorry. Never mind. Commissioner Alegria.
No.
Commissioner Withers.
Yes.
Commissioner Reed.
Yes.
Barrow.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Okay, any new business? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Debbie, tap you again for the Northwest Navigator Agreement renewal.
And I'm sorry, I didn't get a little front page in here on this. The Northwest Navigator Coaches Agreement. This agreement, even though it's long, I have looked at it. It's the same as 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago that we signed. This gives us permission to work with the Point Bus Navigator to sell their tickets for them. We get 15% from the tickets that we do sell. And basically, we just need permission to sign it. I've gone over it. I didn't send it to our attorney because it is exactly the same as what we signed. In December 20, it was supposed to, it actually expired in 2022. So it's the same as what we signed January. No, December, actually, it's signed since December 2019. So the contract has expired. It has a 30-day renewal, but they did send us a new contract to be signed. Pam.
I'd like to say that to sign this, because this is the only way to get to Portland at all, especially after losing the Lower Columbia. So it's providing a very essential service to the community, to the county.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is there a motion to approve this?
I move to approve the contract.
And will you please add that Rebecca signed the contract?
And to
And
be
I'll-
signed by the interim board chair, Rebecca Reed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All right. Roll call count?
Commissioner Schmidt,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald, Commissioner Legria,
Yes.
Commissioner Withers,
Yes.
Commissioner Reed,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero.
Yes.
Thank you. That's it.
New business. Is there none? Is there any correspondence? Okay, executive director report.
Actually, I'm going to give David a chance if he would like to say anything before I go on with my report, since I'm looking forward to him being here next Tuesday. Any fine words from you, David?
Not really. I was just going to say thank you for the opportunity. I read through the budget report and everything looks in order, but I think it will be a top order of business for sure. Those of you who are leaving, I met you briefly during the interview process, and hopefully I'll see you around town and such. The new incoming board members, I look forward to meeting you and working closely with you. And I can't wait to get started. I'm halfway there. I'm actually in Arizona right now. We're driving there, so we're halfway there, and we're looking forward to getting to Astoria and getting started. So thank you very much, everyone, and I do appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you, David.
Thank you for joining us, David. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm sharing Wi-Fi and or phone links. So, Madam Chair, if it would be okay with you, I would like to be excused.
Yes. Thank you for attending, Tracy.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye. Okay.
Quorum still. Just in case.
So I know my report's a little bit short, but I was gone for 2 weeks. So one of the things I did want to expand a little bit on was managing resources. While I've been here, one of the things that I noticed is the safety of our TSSs, our transportation support specialists. There are times that they are in this building by themselves, and I don't feel that that is really safe for them. The closest person in this building, when we are fully staffed, is Victoria. So if they have an issue, there's quite a distance for them to communicate. The help that they get is intermediate and not consistent. So there are times during the week that nobody will be here after 3 o'clock. We do have a supervisor, a driver supervisor that comes over at 2 so that they can help out. But if they have to drive the bus, we have nobody. So one of the things that I have started, and we're almost ready for it to be implemented, I think we're going for July 7th. We will have 2 TSSs in this building at all times. That gives us safety for our TSSs when they have to go out to kind of pick up around the building. The other one can be in here, can keep an eye on them, can watch the cameras to make sure that they're safe, that they're not calling somebody to say, hey, can you guys watch the cameras? I'm going outside. Or having to call somebody away from their work to go up and man the front office. Everybody that works in it, when we're fully staffed in this building, there's 5 of us. Managers aren't always able to be here full time. Mary's in and out a lot. She has things to do in the community. Kelly works 4/10s. She's not here on Fridays. And Victoria's part-time. So we don't always have a big staff in this building. So we are moving, we have 4 or 3 TSSs total. We are moving one of those over here. So we will always have 2 here. That will also help keep the TC open 8 to 5 all the time. So that's one of the projects. And honestly, we just get that started in the last month, 6 weeks. So the July 7th, we should have 2 over here at all times. And I'm kind of proud of that. It keeps our people safe. And to me, that is one of the most important things we can do, and consistency. So we know they will always have a backup in this building. Otherwise, everything else, like I said, I was gone for 2 weeks, visiting the granddaughter in Colorado. So
I think you got a question there.
yes.
So we'll move someone from the Warrington location and move them here. That'll be permanently here.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt you at the Warrington.
No, they can do the same. We are changing some, like right now, Stephanie's here most of the time, but they do have Sam or Lauren come over if Stephanie's off. So the TSS here right now only gets the phone calls, oh my goodness, for more like information, ticket sales, kind of that.
If somebody presses number 1
Yeah,
for transit center.
Oh,
and then they get whoever presses number 2 for paratransit. Well, those 2 phone lines will ring at all 3 desks. So all 3 people can help with it. It also helps with the training where they're all trained to do all the jobs that they have to do. So there's going to be some hiccups along the way. I know they're a little bit unhappy with me on a couple of things, but we're working through it, and that's all right. But I just think for the safety of our staff, we need to make sure that they have backup when nobody else is in the building. So
Good job, Debbie.
that's all important. That's my report.
great.
Thank you. Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry, Pat.
Is there ever been a consideration of having a buzzer attached to
We
police station?
Yeah, we have looked, and sometimes it's the expense, sometimes it's just trying to coordinate it. I'm not saying that that's still not off the table. We've had the fire marshal over, so we've got the fire doors taken care of. Since I've been here, I called the fire marshal and asked them to come in and do an inspection. That's why you don't see the doors locked like they used to be, because we were locking the fire doors. Big bad no-no. We've also had Sergeant Hoover from the sheriff's office over. It wasn't what I was really expecting, but he came over and just walked through and gave us a few little hints. I was hoping he'd be able to do a staff training for all staff. They're short-staffed, and really he's having a hard time getting over here to do that. But we did, you, me, Madai walked through with him. I think the 3 of us walked through this building. We were hoping to also get him out to Ops to walk through that building. It's just his time constraint. So there's other things that we can keep working on.
So can a buzzer be installed that, that there could be 2 people that you could buzz it without having to say
They're gonna
something.
be working right next to each other.
So if somebody goes out, there'll be a buzzer that,
They can pick up the phone or call or something, yes, yeah.
or they can buzz it, so, because sometimes someone's so angry, and they'll be angrier when they see that you're calling for help, so what I'm asking is,
We can look into that. We're still, I mean, we keep, and I've played with the phones a little bit. There is an intercom system on the phones, but I haven't been able to get it to work properly. So there's things that we're still working on for safety, but getting the two over here, that also keeps the TC open. They clean at 4:30. If there's only one TC person here at 4:30, they have to lock the door and close down. With two, they can keep the doors open until 5.
Thank you. Good question, Pam. Thank you, Debbie.
Yep.
Gonna tap Jennifer. Jennifer, report.
Hello, yes, the buses are coming, so they say. They said July 15th, so I give it maybe at least a week out after that. They just received the wraps, so we'll hope to see those coming soon. And that'll be exciting. We have a couple buses down, unfortunately, and having to be looked at by another shop, but Ford can handle that for us by diagnosing some issues we have with current buses. So this can't happen soon enough for some of the things we're experiencing with our buses. They are all outside that life expectancy. So we need to, some of those future plans are, what are we going to do in the future? We need to get our buses replaced. And we have buses that are well over 400,000 miles, which is not a problem for a diesel, but if we have a plan to purchase more to get that replaced, because by then it'll be well over 600,000 or 800,000 miles by the time we get those replaced. So, and that would be the thing that, no driver, no bus, there's no transit. So we have to make that one of our priorities moving in the future. Ridership. Looking over the graphs, I love these new graphs. It shows the picture just like the other graphs used to, but I think they are simplified. We have the previous year and the current year on there, and looking at the the incline, of ridership coming after the shutdown in 23. We're now into 25, so a year and a half after, 2 years after this. I wanted to get a percentage of where we were and where we're at today. I didn't get the opportunity to do that this morning. I'm sorry. Other things took priority, but you can see that we are at a point that we've regained that ridership. Of course, we don't have all the routes back. We have a good portion of them, and so we have those riders, and they are sticking with us, and that ridership is staying consistent. I think we've regained them. You can see that in the previous year, the lines are climbing, and then now they're kind of consistent with, the ridership. Definitely the winter months it drops, but that's understandable with weather. Nobody wants to stand outside waiting for a bus if we don't have a shelter in that spot. So they have to adjust their schedule or find other ride to where they need to go. But always room for improvement and service improvement, and we'll continue to gain that ridership. Microtransit will do that for us, and meeting where we're lacking right now, meeting that need, and gaining that ridership that we're not meeting right now because there is no service in Seaside and Cannon Beach from 10 to 2, and so getting that pilot going, I think, is going to show us in the years to come that is a need, and it's also an availability for people who don't ride transit right now, whether it works for their system or not. They want to schedule, they want to pick up, they want to go. They don't want their day to be dictated by our fixed route. They want to be able to call. We're in a microwave world now. We want to call, we want it done, and we want to be there and go on with our life. So I think making this also another choice for riders will meet those that ridership that we're not meeting right now with our current fixed route and our current paratransit. Other than that, are there any other questions on my board report? You weren't expecting me here today, I'm sure. I said I wasn't going to be here for a while, but I am here. I will be gone tomorrow and for at least a week or two. Kind of based on that, previous medical need plan change. So I came back for a short 3 weeks or a quick 3 weeks, I should say, jam-packed full of to-dos. We're getting through those, and then I will be gone tomorrow for at least a week minimum, and in and out after that until things are settled again at home. I'm here.
Great. Thank you for your leadership.
Yeah, it's very welcome.
Been nice having
Wish you good health.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Madai, would you like to report?
Do I know that? I'm not sure if it was included. I know that I sent it on the late. I was a little bit busy at work this month. You pass it.
I'm passing out so everybody has a copy.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So I was able to complete all of the payroll increases to show the quality increases that are coming out starting July 1st. I also have been extremely busy in communication with the union president, SDAO, and a legal counsel as well to address some issues that are taking place within the company. I also took the initiative of soliciting a place for training for the employees. I have noticed that that's something that we're desperately needing, just especially now that I have a new hire. I was able to hire a new driver, and it was a little bit challenging to even find a place and all the training and everything for him to get him onboarded and make sure that he's up to date on all of the trainings before he's actually out and about and driving and helping. So that was a huge thing for me. So I brought it up to our management meeting, and for now, tentative. The current office that I have, provided that the new one is built, the current office that I have will be the location for now. Changes could happen, but the idea is to have at least 2 to 3 computers with headsets so that they can go in there, do their training, not bother anybody. They're not being bothered themselves. And they're also away from the lunchroom because it's important for drivers when they go in there for lunch and breaks to have their time to relax and be in the right mental state to go out there and actually start driving again. I have been busy taking some trainings. I know that the company is going through some challenges and some changes. So I have been very busy trying to find ways and to organize and make changes a little bit better for the organization. I definitely look forward to working with David when he gets on board, and just seeing what his ideas are and just kind of helping as much as I can to make those ideas take place. I was able to hire a new driver. We did have a step back to where we had to terminate a driver, but that's okay. We are hopefully soon, I will give the go-ahead from Jennifer on how many positions we can have open, what type of positions we can have open, and hopefully we'll be hiring soon again. So that's all I have.
Great. Thank you for your organizational skills on that. Good progress. Oh, when we do have questions, Pam.
Where's the money coming from to pay for the 2 to 3 computers?
That is something to be in discussion once David gets on board. It is just an idea. It is something that is needed in the company, but it is something that is still in discussion.
So it's not in the budget?
It's not in the budget.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
The question that I have, I've been going for a while out of the country, but question that I have, has this organization, and the acting director, have you folks talked about how you would respond to ICE if ICE came to your facility? because I know physically you have some employees of color, Latinos, Latinas. So have you established protocol to deal with ICE if they come to the facility?
We have not established protocol for that, but if they happen to come to the facility, I will request that they get in contact with me or they get in contact with the director. And then we'll go from there. But thank you for bringing it up. That is definitely something that I can take on board and start working for when David gets here.
Because unfortunately, I used to be a lawyer and I did some immigration work, so I'm familiar with immigration and ICE and that whole system. And unfortunately, in today's world, they're overextending their authority, and it's unconscionable, and all the above. So I want to say.
Well, thank you so much for bringing it to our attention. It is definitely something that we will want to have in place and protocol to deal with it. So I'll definitely take that on board.
Maybe we should bring Guillermo in and have a discussion with him.
Astoria Sanctuary City?
Yeah.
Is Astoria a sanctuary city?
I didn't hear.
Is Astoria a sanctuary city?
That
It is?
Oregon is, and I don't think it
Wow.
really matters at this point.
Okay.
So Guillermo, it looks like you've been tapped to.
That's fine. I'd be willing to help. In fact, don't hesitate to call me, okay? I am, because I'm meeting with another nonprofit in Seaside, and their target folks are Latinos and Latinas.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thanks for that. Is Nicole on the call? Jason yet?
I see it.
She looks like she went to lunch.
Okay, all right. Okay, then Jason, you're up.
But as you know, I don't have a recorder there, so I apologize for that. I was on vacation and just was not able to get that done. But I just wanted to simply just say thank you very much to Rebecca and to Charles for all the years of service, not only just to the board, but you guys were kind of the most consistent attendees to all the little outreach events that I did. And it was really neat being able to hang out with you there. But you served an important role that I want to encourage everyone for, which is it's important to know who we serve. And by being there and volunteering at those events and just even handing out some high-vis vests or being able to take somebody off to the side and talk to them a little bit about transit, that's more than you can. It's just a very, very big responsibility. So I thank the two of you very much for doing that and being my partners in crime, especially during the Project Homeless Connect. And I hope down the road that you'll just stop by anyhow and say hi or call me up and just say, hey, can I come anyways? Because we had such a good time together. So thank you very much for everything you guys do.
Thanks, Jason. Okay, Mary, what have you got for us?
Well, it's been kind of busy last few months, as we all know. Every square on the calendar got filled up. Here's July though.
Calendar.
I have to. I just have to. I have to look at it to see what I can fit in. You know, that's all I can say. And where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do, and I don't know. It just seems to help me. But I'm working with graphic artist Polk Riley to make new schedule combos, update those, and to make posters for the shelters that will adhere and not be torn down every 5 minutes. We had them before, and they're very difficult to be torn down, to be taken off. It takes a lot of work, but it's really important because I can put a schedule up on the shelter. I can put a poster up on trying to communicate with the writers, and they are torn down immediately. Just did a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks now. We did the Memorial Day and the 4th of July, and then I did a poster about children writing for free at summertime. Those all came down. The children ones all came down, and I don't know why. I don't know why they focus on, unless it took them home, unless there's something I don't know that's happening. The wording was nice, good for the kids, but anyway, there's that. Military right for free, those have stayed up the longest of any of them. It's interesting. But anyway, so, since we're not changing our schedule for a while, I hope, please let me know if we are, because I'm gonna spend some money. We'll get something permanent in the shelters and then have something nicer to hand out than just separate pieces of paper, because that's what we do now. And you drop them immediately, 3 together. It's hard to put them. So I'll show them to you as soon as they come out. When trying to get them the next 2 weeks. So there's that. And then we've been just busy with a lot of travelers and talking with a lot of travelers coming through. We had the Goonie event, which was fantastic, and I wish we could have had a Goonie bus, but we can't do that legally. I wish we could. It would be someday, somehow, we gotta figure out how to do it, but we can't charter, and we have a lot of competition chartering here now, so it was pretty well covered. But Stephanie and I were working the day before the Goonie event started, and we were working out here, and I happened to be in the front office or in the waiting area. And this man walked in, and he had just gotten off the point bus, and he walked in and he looked at us and he said, "I have traveled 10,000 miles to come to the Goonie event." And so I said, "Where'd you come from?" "Brazil." Brazil. So I know. And so he said he started talking to us immediately. What bus am I going to take to go here? What am I? So we immediately started doing trip plans for him and telling him about the buses, et cetera, et cetera. And which, but he wanted to go down to Ecola Park.
I bet.
Because that's where us Goonies, that's where the restaurant was set up and where it was filmed. So I befriended him and adopted him in a way, because I knew where all the things were and was able to take him there. I should put this on our Facebook, but there's some of it was just not about SETD, but I'll share that with you. But we had a great time. He had a fantastic time. It turns out he's a weatherman, and he owns a weather station in Brazil. And after he left, and we met a lot of other Goonie people, and I saw a gold bar that someone paid $12,000 for that had been in the Goonie movie. We were down at Ecola Park. Yeah, I know it's kind of crazy, but we're famous, and we just tap into it. We just tap into it more than we have, because it's a big thing. People come here and go to that the film museum and stuff all the time. But he returned home. I took him to Washington so he could encompass another state, and he got his picture taken over there. But when he went home, I hadn't heard from him for a while. I got kind of concerned, maybe he'd gotten sick. But he sent me pictures. It is flooding in Brazil terribly. It's very, and we don't see that on our news here. And when he was here, he had showed me pictures of the terrible flooding and how many people had died. It's bad, and it's very, very serious. So he's said he was busy. But anyway, you just never know. We're gonna meet connected to the bus and the wonderful, wonderful people that come into town and utilize our system, and we can only improve every day. We can only get better. So thank you. Oh, one other thing. Thank you guys for being on board. Both of you. It's been wonderful. It's been a long time. It's like you forget kind of how much time has gone by when you look back at both of you been on board for a long time. I appreciate your support.
First ride together on when we had the big bus.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did a lot together, and I really appreciate your support. Please don't stop, because I have a couple of members on the committee that I need. So,
Maybe that just worked.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary. That's a great story too. For everything you do, because there are so many behind the scenes things that we come to a grinding halt without you. So thank you for everything you do for us.
What a story too.
Ma'am.
Since we're having there'll be two new board members and the board policy booklet will be issued. It's been a long time since there's been an update of what we have as a board policies and instructions. Can the current board members have a new board packet? Board notebook.
Mhm. Yes, they will.
Okay, thank you.
Debbie, one more thing before we adjourn. We will have the trolley
Yes,
bus
yes.
in the Seaside 4th of July parade. Riders
Excellent.
and people to hand out candy. So you're all invited. I hope we have some of you come down. You could catch the trolley out at Ops at 11:30.
Yes,
Do we have a driver?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's a goal.
At 11:30 and ride down to Seaside. If you would like to avoid the traffic and that kind of stuff, we'll do some decorating down there. Anybody that doesn't catch the trolley but wants to help decorate 12:15, 12:30 on the Neocani River.
Yes, you can.
Nicanna, sorry about that. River is where they will be lining up. So come find us and help decorate. We want the bus full. We want some walkers. And David, you and your wife and your family are also invited to come down and be in this Seaside 4th of July parade with us if you feel like attending. If you're not too tired after your first week of work, 3 days of work, I guess.
It's short.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
That's all I had to pertain.
Great addition. Thanks, Debbie.
Thanks.
Are there any announcements? Okay, hearing none. We will adjourn the meeting at 11:16.
Good job.